Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, The Elite Nurse Lifestyle, where we discuss all things fashion, but most importantly, fragrances. If this is your first time here and you like the content, please like, share, and subscribe. And for all my returning subscribers, thank you so much for continuing to watch. Okay guys, so today I have a tagged video. Well, I was tagged in a request from fragrance connoisseurs to do a video of my 5 most underrated fragrances. And guys, I have to tell you, this was quite hard. It was quite hard for me to do because over the years, I've said that I'm curating my collection of fragrances to be just masterpiece and baddies, okay? And like I'm telling you guys, I don't just buy anything. Like whatever I like, it's fire, it's pressure. And I found some of the fragrances that I had when I first started my fragrance journey, my niche fragrance journey. And some of these, I feel like are a bit underrated. So if you would like to know what my 5 underrated fragrances are, stick around. I got you. So guys, jumping right into the first fragrance, guys. This was one of my first purchases when I started my niche journey, and it is from the house of Frederick M, and the nose behind this fragrance is Dominique Ropion. And this is none other than Carnal Flower, guys. Oh my God, this brings back memory to me. If you go way, way back on my channel when I first reviewed this fragrance, guys, it was quite challenging. This was a slow burn for me, and I have to be honest, I don't wear it frequently. I have to be in the mood for this fragrance. This fragrance, guys, it's white florals, but it's very heady. It's very prominent with white floral. It has some tuberose. It has a little bit of woody facets to it as well. A little animalic, I have to say. And it has this note of like camphor in it. So in composition with the white florals and the tuberose, it was just a little challenging for me. But over the years, I've worn it quite a bit, and I've gotten used to the scent now, and I have to say I don't reach for it much. But this fragrance, guys, it has some tuberose, some eucalyptus, jasmine. There's some coconut for a little bit of sweetness. There is orange blossom, ylang ylang, white musk, melon, and bergamot. Okay, so all that together, guys, it gives this kind of vintage feel to it. I definitely get the tuberose really prominently in this fragrance, and that whatever that eucalyptus is, you get a hint of that as well. So to say the least, it can be polarizing, and so I feel like that is why this fragrance is quite underrated. Carnal Flower, because it's so heady. It's just like so many floral, a lot of florals. You get it so prominently in the fragrance. And I know another fragrance from the same perfumer, Dominique Ropion, as well as Frederick M, is much more popular than this one, Portrait of a Lady. And I've smelt that one before. It's beautiful, but this one, it's a little challenging. I think that's why it's so underrated in the fragrance community. So the next fragrance, guys, is from the house of Tom Ford, and this one also is very floral dominant. And this fragrance is none other than Jasmine Rouge from the house of Tom Ford. And this one, guys, like I said, it has prominent notes of floral in it. It has the jasmine, hence the Jasmine Rouge, but it's very warm, a little spicy, a little woody as well. The notes in this fragrance, there's some ginger, some cinnamon that you do get. I get the, and there's some cardamom as well, which I do get in the top. There's some mandarin orange, and then there's the jasmine, which is very prominent in the fragrance as well. Some ylang ylang to sweeten it all up. And there's also some amber, vanilla, and some woodsy notes, as well as a touch of leather, which honestly you really can't even tell. That's in the base, and some labdanum. And so this fragrance, guys, as you all know, Tom Ford fragrances are quite popular, but this one is not spoken about much, and I think it's quite underrated in the fragrance community. And I think it's the same thing, you know, the same, some of the same reasons that I mentioned previously with Cardinal Flower. It's just that sometimes florals can be quite challenging, and that's why, you know, I think this one is also quite underrated. But to me, this is beautiful. I think the jasmine is done quite well in this fragrance. It's a beautiful composition for me, and I love this one. And so Jasmine Rouge, if you'd like to check it out and, you know, see what it's all about, I think you should get your nose on it. But yeah, quite underrated in the fragrance community as well. So the next one, guys, is from the house of Killian, and this one also I bought early on in my fragrance journey, and but this one, guys, was a love at first sniff. I literally fell in love with this fragrance the moment I smelt it. Okay, it is also a floral fragrance, and this one is Rolling in Love from the house of Killian. And I've always said, guys, that I don't understand the hype with Love Don't Be Shy. I've tried that fragrance numerous times, and I just cannot, I do not like that fragrance. And I feel like a lot of the hype, to be honest, is because people were told that Rihanna wears that fragrance. But I've always said that I feel like this is the one that should have been hyped, because I just love the scent of this fragrance compared to that one. But this, guys, it's a, like, there's some tuberose in this fragrance. It's also a floral dominant fragrance as well, and it's tuberose, which you get prominently, but there's also a kind of gourmand facet to it as well. So it has almond in the fragrance, and so you get the almond very prominent as well as the tuberose. It gives it like this creaminess on the dry down, and there's like a bit of powderiness as well when it dries down, some muskiness. This fragrance has notes of almond milk, which gives it that creamy lactonic feel, and as well as musk mallow. And then there's some iris, which gives it the powderiness, as well as some freesia, tuberose, vanilla, tonka bean, and musk. So you definitely get the sweet in this fragrance, but it also has the floral facets to it as well. So this one, guys, I absolutely love. I love it since day one, and this is, you know, one of my favorites from the house as well. And it is Rolling in Love. If you have not tried this one, get your nose on it, if you know that's your vibe. So the next fragrance, guys, is one of the fragrances that I purchased again early on in my journey, my niche journey. It is the first fragrance that I bought from the house of Oud. And guys, when I saw the bottles, I was just completely obsessed, and I wanted one of these fragrances so bad, and this was the one I decided to get. I absolutely love this fragrance, guys. It's a little woody. It's a vanilla prominent fragrance with some woody notes, as well as a little bit of spiciness. It's warm. It has some cinnamon in it and some nutmeg in, you know, in the top notes, and you get that very prominently in the fragrance, as well as there's some sandalwood, which you do get as well, some vanilla, musk, a little bit of tobacco blossom, it says in the base, as well as some labdanum. And guys, I think it is such a beautiful fragrance, and if you like the fragrance Bouquet Ideal, from Xerjoff. This literally is the same fragrance in a different bottle. Literally, guys. Early on, when I bought this fragrance, I noticed that it smelled the same. And when I looked up the notes, literally the same notes. So if you do, actually, I had both fragrances, and my daughter, she was just in love with the Xerjoff fragrance, Bouquet Ideal. And this was my first bottle from the House of Oud, and I had so many other Xerjoff fragrances, so I gave her that one, and she literally ran through that fragrance, guys. But this one is my first from the house, so I wanted to keep this one. But yeah, literally the same fragrance. I absolutely love this fragrance. I love cinnamon. I love the nutmeg notes that are so prominent in it, and it is a beautiful composition. If you like that fragrance, like I mentioned, from Xerjoff, definitely, I think you should check this out. Similar, very similar. So the next and final fragrance is from the house of Parfums de Marly, and this one, guys, super underrated, and it's, you know, from the woman's line, and I think this was my very first purchase from the house, and I just love this fragrance. It gives me boss girl vibes. Can y'all guess what it is? It's gonna be Aalia, guys. Look how stunning this bottle is. Oh my god, this was my first. No. This was my second. Delina was the first, and then this was my second purchase from the house. But yeah, guys, if you like iris, because it's very prominent in this fragrance, I think you will, you may like this fragrance, but it's so underrated. A lot of people don't speak about this fragrance, and I think it gives boss girl energy. It's perfect for, like, going into the office. It is just a beautiful fragrance. It dries down a bit powdery. Like I mentioned, it has iris in the notes, as well as a bit of orange blossom, some white musk, and amber. So to me, it's just a stunning fragrance, and I absolutely love this one, guys, but definitely underrated compared to Delina, as well as Valleja and all the other ones that you guys are familiar with. But this one, I think it definitely stands. It has its place. Do you know what I mean? And I think it's perfect for going into the office, just a little bit more buttoned up, a little bit more subdued. But yeah, Aalia from the house of Parfums de Marly. And so, guys, that was my 5 underrated fragrances. I hope you enjoyed the video, and let me know which fragrances you have that you think is underrated, and let's have a conversation in the comments section. Okay, until next time, thanks for watching.